I slowly made my way into the room and sat back onto the bed, letting the rush of exhaustion run through me like a wave of water. I shut my eyes and fell back onto the mattress with a soft thud. We were a handful of days away, and I wasn't sure how we were going to handle it, now that we were apparently being tested on top of it.
You have nothing to fear from me, child.
I didn't even have the strength to care to sit back up. I let out a sigh and continued to stare at the ceiling, greeting the voice in my head with a grimace. Why are you doing this? Why not just test him yourself?
One cannot be tested if they are not ready for the consequences.
That got me to sit up. I looked to the fireplace, remembering the dream I had of Sam being burnt alive. A shudder ran through my spine as the voice chuckled.
You know what will happen if he is not worthy of my power.
But why must he take it?
He wishes to kill the abomination demon lord, correct?
My anger flared. How was this being so high and mighty of himself? Diana and Cero seemed to respect him for his power, but if he was so powerful, then why wasn't he here testing Sam? I'm going to read this one again. My anger flared. How was this being so high and mighty of himself? Diana and Cero seemed to respect him for his power, but if he was so powerful, then why wasn't he here himself testing Sam? The voice answered my thought.
I am bound to the dark, as I have always been for eons.
Eons?
Yes, child. My kind and I have lived within the depths of the abyssal plains ever since the dawn of time, feeding off of the ashes of the dead and granting the world above us peace.
Peace? Was the being some kind of underground creature? How was it able to communicate through fire then?
We are all-powerful, child. Should we desire it, we could bring the world to its knees and drown it in endless flame.
From the power behind his voice, I could tell that he was telling the truth. A violent shiver ran up my spine as I imagined the castle and the land around us completely covered in flames. The voice, however, continued.
Fear not, however. We care little for the world above.
Then why get involved now with the Demon Lord?
The Demon Lord is a mad abomination undeserving of the power of the demon world. For what is to come, he must be eliminated.
What do you mean, what's to come?
Talking to the voice?
I quickly looked to the door to see Sam staring at me intensely. What surprised me was that he was in his demon form. I could only assume his glamour spell vanished from how much energy read this one. I quickly looked to the door to see Sam staring at me intensely. What surprised me was that he was in demon form. I could only assume his glamour spell vanished from how much energy he had used during training. One more round. We can do this. I quickly looked to the door to see Sam staring at me intensely. What surprised me was that he was in demon form. I could only assume his glamour spell vanished from how much energy he had used in training. I nodded and looked to the fire. The voice was telling me about itself. It apparently lives beneath the demon world. I hoped that Sam knew what it was, whatever this thing was. It seemed to think of itself as the most powerful being in the world, which I couldn't verify if it was unknown to me. Sam, however, cocked an eyebrow.
So it's a dragon.
Wait. What? I shot my head at Sam, both confused and thrown off at the answer. A dragon? A dragon? When did that become part of the list of demons in the world? How were dragons even remotely related to demons? Sam stared at my face and laughed before walking over and ruffling my hair.
What? You didn't think they were real?
No, apparently not. No, I mean, anything's possible at this rate, but a dragon? How is that possible? The voice in my head laughed at my surprise, but what shocked me was that Sam reacted as well to the laughter, looking around the room in shock.
The fuck?
I am surprised that you know of what I am. Oh, Maurice.
Call me Sam.
You choose to acknowledge your human name.
Yeah, I do. Got a problem with that?
He's always standing there like, you wanna go, bro? You wanna fight? You wanna fucking fight? Huh? Bring it.
You become more interesting to me every day that passes. Sam.
Thanks. Now why the fuck are you testing me?
Do you wish to kill the Demon Lord?
I watched a flash of rage rush over Sam's eyes as he nodded, pinning his gaze to the fire before us and seeing the same eyes I had seen before appear within the flames.
Yeah, I do.
Then I will grant you my power, if you are worthy to take it.
What? If I'm worthy? What's that supposed to mean?
He's testing you? That was the whole point? The voice ignored Sam and focused its attention on me.
Child, you should prepare for tomorrow. You will be tested as well.
Me? I stared into the fire, now slightly afraid of what test this thing had in store for me. Would it have Diana disguise herself as Sam? Could Diana even do that? I didn't want to assume that it would use the same trick twice. The possibilities were endless. I shook my head and took a breath. I had to be strong and show it that I wasn't afraid. All right, I'll be ready.
Such confidence for a human.
With that, the eyes vanished from the flames, and Sam looked to me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders.
You alright?
Ooh, did this matter? Oh. It's okay. Stop him. Kiss him. No. I was nervous. There was no way I could have been all right. I didn't know what was planned for me, what I was expected to do. I shook my head, looking to the ground. I don't know what it would want from me. Sam grimaced and wrapped his arms around me.
Hey, you'll be fine. I'm sure you can pass whatever it's planning, no problem.
I nodded softly. I had to breathe. Everything would be okay. As I took a deep breath, I took a moment to take in what Sam was still in demon form. I chuckled a bit and touched his horns, which I found hilarious as they protruded from the sides of his head like handlebars. I'm never going to get used to you in this form.
Huh? Oh, shit! I forgot to turn back! Sorry!
I stared at Sam as he stepped back and looked down at his form in surprise. As he rubbed the back of his head, I could see the comfort he had in what was his true form. While it wasn't totally different from his human form, he still had horns and the incubus taint on his skin. Sam shook his head and began to charge his energy.
I'll change back.
Stop him. Sam was comfortable in that form. If he was exhausted, then he didn't have to use more energy than glamour himself. I held out my hand and walked over, placing it on his chest and stopping him.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. You don't have to. Sam stared for the longest time before smiling and nodding. I was happy to know that he was considerate enough to consider my feelings, but if he was happy in his true form, then I didn't mind sleeping beside it. As I looked at him, though, a dangerous curiosity crept over me. Oh, shit. I don't know if I did this at the right spot. I had never really thought of making love to him in this form. In his human form, absolutely, but not with him as the demon he truly was. Would it be different than I expected? Would it be exactly as I imagined it? I bit my lower lip, letting the curiosity fester in my mind a bit.
Huh? What's with the look?
I didn't notice the expression my face was making as I stared at Sam's body, causing me to jerk my gaze up into Sam's eyes and shake my head. Huh? Nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Sam slowly began to stalk towards me, forcing me to step back and eventually lean against the wall with him placing his arms on either sides of my head. I was trapped, and I could only stare up at my captor.
I think you're staring at me and thinking bad things.
Well, you're not wrong. I felt my heart rush into my throat and silence me as I gazed into Sam's emerald eyes, which oh so slightly dilated in a small form of lust. Now I'd done it. Sam chuckled and leaned in close, touching his nose to mine.
So, you gonna tell me the truth?